Quite often, RuneScape revolves around two things, skilling and money making. In this guide, I will be combining the two and showing you 4 skilling money making methods where you can make really good GP per hour and competitive XP rates for their respective skills at the same time. Let's jump into it. First, we have crafting decorated urns. This method can earn you 13 million GP per hour. You can also gain around 240,000 crafting XP per hour at around 160,000 magic XP per hour. It does have a few requirements, including 79 crafting and 82 magic, along with the quests Lunar Diplomacy and Plague's End. You'll want to be using this on a portable crafter, which you can buy yourself in the Grand Exchange, or just go to the portable skilling world, World 84, and use one there. Also recommended is the Elemental Battle Staff. Brooch of the Gods is actually really important. It will increase your profits. It can be done without it, but your GP per hour won't be as good. And then same with the Artificer's Measure. It will give you a chance to double the urns you're making. So again, your GP per hour will be slightly lower if you don't have it. Looking at the gear setup, you don't really need to bring this stuff, but if you do have the Artisan's outfit, it will give you a little bit more crafting XP per hour, and then the Silverhawk boots are nice to wear if you want a little bit of agility XP. So we're here at Fort 4 and 3 in World 84, the portable skilling world, and I have my setup all ready. Now on this world, you can go use the portable crafters. So we'll head to the bank here. There is a lot of people. You'll want to make sure you have your preset all ready. So we have that as preset number 18 for me. It has my gear and my soft clay. Now just go to the portable crafter. You'll want to hit configure and you'll want to click clay crafting. Now you can just click on it. We're going to be forming the clay and you can turn it into whatever urn is most profitable. Right now it is the fishing urn, but it does change from time to time. You can see that the Artificer's Measure does sometimes give you an extra urn. It has a 5% chance to do so. The Brooch of the Gods is doubling the effectiveness of the portable crafter, essentially giving you a 20% chance to save 1 clay every time you make an urn. So having these 2 items will be increasing your GP per hour by a fair bit. You should be able to craft around 1,800 or 1,900 decorated urns per hour. Now, once you have all of these urns created, it's time for step 2 of the process. During the second part of this method, you will want to create a new preset. This time, you'll want to make sure you have your Elemental Battle Staff, or really just make sure you have the Water, Earth, and Fire runes, but the Elemental Battle Staff is the best one to use. You will also want to ensure you have some Astral runes in your rune pouch or in your inventory. And then you'll want to fill up the rest of the slots in your inventory with the decorated fishing urns, the unfinished ones. You can then save it to your preset. And all we'll be doing now is firing the urns with the Lunar Spellbook spell, Fire Urn. And you can see it fires them much faster than if you were going to do it on the portable crafter. It also assumes you are using it through the portable crafter as well if you just were creating the urns on the portable crafter. So you can see in my chat box that I am saving some of the decorated finished urns because of the portable crafter and because of the Brooch of the Gods. So again, that's why it's extremely important to use both of those, because it is going to be increasing your profit by about 10%. And that is it for this first method. It is a really profitable moneymaker. It isn't as AFK as some of the others that we will go over, but it can make a lot of GP per hour, around 13 mil right now. Next up, we have Fletching Onyx bolts. With this method, you can make around 7 million GP per hour, and it's also quite AFK. The Fletching XP per hour is pretty good as well, at around 180,000 Fletching XP per hour. This method has quite a few requirements and recommendations. The hard requirements is level 73 Fletching. This is the required level to at least make Onyx bolts. Now, looking at the profit per Onyx bolt that you make, you can see you actually lose money. So the only way you make money from this method is to have these following requirements. First off is the Tier 2 Ranger's Workroom. This will give you both a 2% chance to save your resources when fletching, and an additional 1% chance to create an extra bundle of Onyx bolts. Creating Onyx bolts on a portable Fletcher is extremely important. It gives you a 10% chance to save all resources when tipping bolts. Topping that off with the Brooch of the Gods doubles the effect, effectively giving you a 20% chance to save all resources when you're making these Onyx bolts. So you can see with all of those requirements, you will be making quite a bit of profit per bolt. And if you have the Fletching cape with 99 fletching, it will increase your profit a little bit more, giving you a 0.75% chance to double the bolts you are making. Now obviously the price for the Onyx bolts, the Onyx bolt tips, and rune bolts will change on the Grand Exchange, so I would suggest that you test these prices before buying them. And another key part about this method is that you will only be able to buy 10,000 every 4 hours. You should be able to make around 20,000 of these bolts per hour, so you will want to stock up if you want to do this for a full hour. But it is a great method. You'll be able to make some pretty good GP per hour and also gain some Fletching XP as well. If you do have the Fletcher's outfit, make sure to wear it to gain a little bit of extra XP, and you can wear the Silverhawk boots for some passive agility XP as well. Next up, we have probably the best skilling money-making method in the game, Runecrafting. Now, Runecrafting is extremely click intensive, but the GP per hour is amazing. You can make around 50 million GP per hour and gain around 350 to 550,000 XP per hour. Now, most runes that you runecraft are profitable, and it really depends on how much XP per hour you want versus GP per hour. For the most GP per hour, around the 50 million per hour, you will want to do something like Astral Runes or Cosmic Runes. If you're more for XP, then Time Runes would be the better option, earning you around 32 million GP per hour, but you will be able to get around 500 or 550,000 XP per hour. Now, looking at the requirements and recommendations, the hard requirement for Astral Runes is technically 40 rune crafting. However, level 82 will allow you to make 2 Astral Runes per rune essence, so that is really what you'll want to drastically increase your GP per hour up to the 50 million. You'll also need Lunar Diplomacy completed. For Time Runes, you will need 100 rune crafting, so a bit of a higher requirement, but like I said, that's how you get the higher XP per hour. Recommendations include the Infinity Ethereal outfit. It will allow you to store some extra runes in the outfit. Hero's Welcome allows you to craft 5% more runes. The Nexus Mod Relic allows you to teleport to the center of the Abyss, which will speed up your runs a lot. The Ring of Imbuing can be purchased on the Grand Exchange for something like 400k. It gives you 10% more runes when you are runecrafting. The Expansive Pouch is recommended, however, even I don't have it. You can use just your normal runecrafting pouches if you don't, so not necessary. The Demonic Skull is highly recommended. It does make it so you are opting into PvP when you're in the wilderness for that brief time before teleporting with the Mage of Zamorak, so there is a bit of risk there, but it will increase your runecrafting XP per hour, and it actually triples your chance at Magical Thread, which is where you're going to be making most of your GP per hour. So the Demonic Skull is highly recommended for this reason. The Abyssal Titan is a summoning familiar that can store some rune essence, so may as well bring that along as well. Now let's take a look at the actual runs. So with the runecrafting setup, once you have all of the items listed, then you're ready. Now if you do have the Expansive Pouch, like I mentioned, that would be better to use, but I currently don't, so we're going to be using all of the individual pouches. Now, first thing you want to make sure you are doing, if you do have these relics available, you will want to have the Nexus Mod Relic. That one's probably the most important, because it allows you to teleport to the center of the Abyss every time you go in. Pouch Protector is really nice. It makes it so your runecrafting pouches never degrade. And then Persistent Rage is nice to counteract PKers, so it'll allow your adrenaline to generate outside of combat. That way you'll basically always be at 100% adrenaline. So you will want those relics active. And then when you are being attacked by someone, you'll have the option to use some defensive abilities if you want, Barricade being a really good one. Another good ability to use is Immortality. If someone attacks you, you can see it reduces the damage taken by 25%, and if you die, you will immediately come back to life with 40% of your maximum life points. So that will just help you protect yourself against the PKers, because some people do try and kill people that are running to the Abyss, and it isn't very far to go, but there still is that risk there. So for the method, once you are all ready, you'll just want to run up to the Wilderness Ditch. I like to surge here. You'll cross the ditch. We don't want that reminder for the rest of the day. Enter the wilderness. Now here, I like to use a Anticipate. That way, if someone tries to bind me, it won't work. And then we just go to the Mage of Zamrock, and you're in the center of the Abyss. Now, depending on which altar you're going to, the Astral altar is right here. If you're going to the Time Rune altar, it's just right over there. And so you can choose which one you want to go to. We'll go to the Astral altar right now. And once you're here, if your Power Burst of Sorcery isn't on cooldown, you'll want to make sure to drink that. Then you can click on the Astral altar and you'll see that you have your Astral runes. We didn't get a magical thread that time. That is where most of the profit is coming from. But still, the Astral runes are worth some pretty good GP, so you're making a fair bit from that. If you do have the Wilderness Sword, you can just teleport back to Edgeville with it. And then you can rinse and repeat. We will just load the last preset. And the nice thing is it actually loads up your pouches as well. Now, every few runs, you will end up getting a magical thread when you go to Runecraft. This is where you are going to be making most of your profit. These are selling for around 850k right now, so that is what the profit margins are based on. But the method really is as simple as that. As you can see, it's very click intensive. There's no AFK time at all, but it's pretty good XP per hour. So if you are someone who enjoys high XP per hour and click intensive methods, then this might be the one for you. Now, next up, if you are a fan of the RuneScape Showdown, this is the method I used in the money making challenge. It is collecting dinosaur propellant, and there are very few requirements. But first, this method can make you around 10 million GP per hour, and you can gain around 600,000 firemaking XP per hour. Like I said, the requirements are very little. You just need level 95 firemaking and the extinction quest completed. There aren't really any recommendations. You may as well wear some Silverhawk boots for some passive agility XP, and aside from that, you're good to go. Now, to get to the area, you can teleport to your player-owned farm and use the mystical tree in the top floor of the farmer's house, and then you just want to run over to the other mystical tree over here and teleport to Bill's experimentation. To start, you're going to want to click on the storm barn and collect your dinosaurs. The method is really simple. You just want to feed them, going to each of the troughs to feed them. There are 4 of them. Once you have done all 4, you'll be able to ignite the propellant and turn it into the sellable version. This method isn't that AFK. There are moments where you are feeding the dinosaurs, and then once you're ready to ignite the fertilizer, you do get about 50 seconds of AFK time, so that part is nice. And as you can see, the firemaking XP is amazing, and you should be able to do a full inventory in just under 3 minutes, which will net you almost 500k. And with that, those are my 4 skilling money-making methods for this video. If you have any questions about any of the methods, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And if you're interested in joining my Discord, a link to that will be in the description down below as well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.